Peace, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast. I am your host, Outlaw J. And today is a special day. First and foremost, our praise is due to the Most High for this special day. Because not only is it my birthday, but it's my son's birthday. Clap that up. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing, man. Yes, my child was born on my birthday, May 3rd, 2015 is the day that my son came. So from May 3rd, 1986 to May 3rd, 2015, that's amazing. Clap that That's amazing, man. All praise is due to the Most High for that. Shout out to his mother. I love you so much. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell y'all this story real quick. I'm going to share y'all my miracle child story. All right, so let's get started, man. So 124 is her birthday. 125, she calls me to come pick her up from work. So I go pick her up from work, take her to the hospital immediately. Because she called me like, yo, I think my water broke, but I want to go double check. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's go do that. So we get there and they confirm that her water did break. So as we waiting on the doctor, of course, we're going back and forth like, yo, this is crazy. So, we're just trying to piece things together. Excuse me. And the doctor comes and he's like a complete like dickhead about the situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's like, oh, yeah, you guys just go ahead and abort this one because, this one ain't going to make it. And you guys have other children. So, yeah, just be thankful you have other children at home. He was like pretty much a dick about it. Excuse my language. Of course, I wanted to pop him in his face. You feel me? Like what type of professional, is just, like oblivious to how you're relaying your messages. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. So we go to Planned Parenthood. I want to say it was the 26th of January. This is all taking place at the end of January. So January 24th, January 24th is her birthday. January 25th, we go to the doctor. January 26th, we go to Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood told us like pretty much like, nah, we can't do the procedure because the procedure would pretty much, where her placenta is laying, she would bleed out and die. So they recommended us to go get a second opinion, and that's what we did. So around February of 2015, we did get that second opinion, and I'm glad that we did get that second opinion. Shout out to Dr. Voce in San Diego. You know what time it is. Like, I got nothing but love for you. He's the one that seen us through the whole process from week to week. Checking her amniotic fluids. I mean, checking her blood, administering the things that she needed. Sometimes it would be high, the amniotic fluid. Sometimes it would be low. And I'm talking, like, I ain't never seen somebody drink so much water in my life. This girl was like smashing down just jugs of water. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help, with our child. So, I want to say April, they gave her, we was going, like I said, we was going to the hospital, to the doctor week in, week out. So every week we're in the doctor's office, just checking to make sure everything's okay, making sure there's still a heartbeat, making sure our child is still with us. And my goodness, he was with us, So April, they administered her a shot to help develop the baby's lungs. Now, when they administered this shot, they told us that they usually do this at, I want to say maybe 24 weeks, but in her case, they had to do it a little earlier. I think it was like week 18, week 20, somewhere around there. So, we did that. And then she goes to the hospital in April for a whole month. So she's on bed rest for a whole month, strict doctor's orders. She was on strict bed rest, and they wanted to see her through the process. Now, we were with Dr. Voce at this time. When she got admitted to the hospital, we were there with Dr. Voce, but Dr. Voce said that at Grossmont Hospital, they didn't have the necessity machines and things that they needed to help Jermaine stay alive. So he sent us over to Mary Burt, excuse me. And so they transferred her over by ambulance from Grossmont Hospital to Mary Burt. Anybody know about San Diego? Like, that's a crazy drive. But it was dope. Anyway, so she gets admitted to Mary Burt April 1st. So April 1st, I mean, they're heart monitoring her. They're going through everything that they need to make sure that this baby is still in there and alive. Now, the meantime, Dr. Voce, you know, he was the one that was like, yeah, I'll do this with y'all because us as doctors, we never get to see cases like this. I mean, maybe one per doctor per their lifetime. So that's how rare this situation was. So, like I said, she's on strict bed rest for a whole month. Now, week 28 comes around. And mind you, during this time, I'm back and forth at the house, at the hospital, because we have other children. So I'm a couple days at the house, a couple days at the hospital, you know. Next week, couple days at the house, couple days at the hospital. And the kids are at the house with their grandparents. So that was dope, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy, you know, trying to get this girl the paperwork she needed and all the medical care that she needed. You know, we had to sign paperwork. Like, I mean, it was crazy. Like very taxing and very tiring situation. I mean, just straight bananas. So week 28 comes around. Now, I remember going back to the house May 2nd. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the night of the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight. So, you know, at this time, I've been with this girl for like 3 or 4 years at the time. So, my birthdays were always dope. And I'm like, yo, mind you, we used to joke all the time. Like, yo, she used to like drop like, what if he born on your birthday? And I'm like, what are the odds of that? You know what I'm saying? And you know, people like, they asked me the other day at work, like, yo, how'd you pull that off? Like, I was like, I didn't do nothing. Like, this was not mathematically planned. This was not foreseen. This wasn't conspired to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the crib, Manny Pacquiao fight. I'm on the phone with her like, yo, this is going to be a boring ass birthday because I ain't got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to me and her doing our thing on our birthdays. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say maybe 23-ish, she called me like, yo, you need to get to the hospital because they can't find his heartbeat. And I'm like, what? So, you know, I start spazzing out. I dip, I mash out, gone, dip, gone, I'm out. Now, every light that I hit was green, 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 green. I'm like, that's the Most High with me. Like, go, get your butt up there right now. I'm like, cool. So, bam. I get there. I'm mashing through the hospital. Now, okay, let me go back in the story. Weeks prior, they had her on floor 2. So, and I forget, I can't remember the specifics of why they had her on the 2nd floor, but they had her on the 2nd floor for like maybe a week. And then they finally, I think maybe they thought they was going to deliver the baby, if I'm not mistaken. So when they figured out that he wasn't going to come, they took her back up to the 6th floor. So she's on the 6th floor, way back in the corner. So when I get there, I go to her room all the way on the 6th floor and she's not there. And I'm talking bed and all. You know how usually you go to somebody's hospital room and they like not there, but the bed's there, or like maybe they, you know, got their little IV joint and they were just walking around in their little gown and shit. Her whole bed was gone out the room, gone, a rat. And I'm like, yo, where the hell is my damn baby at? You feel me? Where are my babies? So I'm smashing through the hospital like, yeah, I'm looking for so-and-so. I'm looking for so-and-so. Like, where is she? So I go down to the 2nd floor to see if maybe they took her back down there, but nah, she not there. So I go back upstairs, and one of the nurses at the nurses station see me panicking, like, yo, I don't know where she's at. So she calmed me down, and shout out to her. She was very professional, like, Mr. Simpson, calm down. Everything's going to be fine. She's okay. They have her in the OR room prepping her for delivery. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday. We know it's your birthday today. Ain't this the greatest gift of all? And I'm like, yo, for real? Like, I done forgot all about my birthday. Like, I'm like, where are they at? What's going on? Like, are they still alive? You feel me? Like, I'm panicking, like I'm bugging. So boom, they put me in the room, the paper joints, all the fathers know what I'm talking about. The suits that you put on before you go into the delivery room, right? So I get in there, and the strength of a man is shown when you see your woman on that bed, and everything's everywhere. In my case, she didn't have a vaginal joint; she had a cesarean. So, her joints is all on her intestines is all on the table, like just block all on the platter, like room. And I'm talking like, how long the intestines is. So it's like room. And I'm like, yo, but most men say when they see these type of things, they just be passing out and all that. But I feel like, yo, that's when you got to find that inner strength, you feel me? Because you pass out, she gonna be like, for real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta hold your composure together, especially when your baby's being born. You know what I'm saying? So, I get there and my baby boy is born May 3rd, 1:02 a.m. Just amazing, man. All praises due to the Most High. You don't know how joyed I was, first and foremost, for my second child to be born, for me to see my second child be born. And on top of it, on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Yeah, definitely. That's the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? To have your little you born on your birthday. You know what I'm saying? So all praise is due to the Most High, to my ancestors, to my guardian angels, my mother, my father, because everybody played a role in that specific day. And I thank everybody, especially you, you know who you are, the mother of my child. I love you so much dearly, and thank you once again for breaking them here. That's amazing. So my child was born prematurely 2 months early. And he had to stay in the hospital for 2 months. And these 2 months were crazy. While we were there, we experienced so much in learning about how a child breathes. We had to take CPR classes. We had to learn so much. We had to prepare properly for the day that we brought him home, especially with a premature baby that was born at 28 weeks. No, it's crazy because a lot of people say, or I hear a lot of people say, like, yeah, that the baby would not even be able to sustain life born at 28 weeks. But my child was. Yes, that's a badge of honor. And before I continue with the story, let me just say that there's nothing wrong with this kid. Okay? This kid is a bundle of life, and he's 8. And I mean, us as men, when we have our sons, we see ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But I completely see myself in this kid. Like, everything about him is me. Like all over again. So part 2, respectfully, I named my son the second. Born on my birthday. Yeah, you number 2, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like this is you a repeat, bro. So yeah, it was amazing. So 2 months after, 2 months in the hospital after he was born, That's how long it took for him to come home. Now, like I said, we had to learn CPR. We had to learn about his breathing, how to feed him, how to hold him. He was under like all kind of lights and it was just the works. It's just y'all know what I'm talking about. If you ever been through a situation like this, like how much it is. It's a different world when these doctors start showing you the things that they're doing. I'm talking when they put him on the ventilator, when he immediately came out the womb, the speed limit that it had to be on to match his breathing. Like it was intense. Definitely, it was an intense experience. It was like crazy, beautiful, but crazy, So during these 2 months, it was a hell of an experience. We're back in me and her, she's allowed to come home. I want to say maybe like 2 weeks after he was born. It was definitely hard to see her face when we had to leave him at the hospital, but we had a monitoring camera that they let us access through our phones. So they would put this camera like right in his face. And I can remember vividly one time I'm looking at him, I'm being an overprotective dad. And I was constantly on that phone when we were not at the hospital, just looking. And like the it's a blanket over his nose and face like this one time. And I'm like, lady, we could, we had direct access, like, hello, lady. Yeah. This blanket is over my son's face. Can you move it? And she got the nerve to keep telling me like, oh no, it's not over his face. But then she gonna move it as I'm talking to her. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, you just moved it. Like, it's cool, but I see it over his face. Can you please move it? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was crazy. So I remember there was, they would give us a timetable of how much he could eat on his own in order for us to take him home. And I remember, I think we were like 4 days away from bringing him home. And during his feeding, he stopped breathing. Me and this girl started panicking, like she calling her parents, I'm calling my parents, like, we don't think he gonna make it. I'm talking to the point where he completely turned gray. And if anybody knows about seeing life move away from a body, I know for a fact that he was not there for a good 5 minutes because his body was completely gray. Like, you see a movie and it's an alien and it's a gray joint, like his body was completely gray. So I thought I lost my son, y'all. Like, the most horrible experience ever in life is to see your child turn a different color from his natural hue. That was crazy, but all praise is due to the Most High. All praise is due to the Most High. He came right the hell back. And I'm talking, he was not breathing for a good 5 to 7, maybe even 8 minutes. But he came right back, man. He came right back to us. And of course, he had me and mommy in his ear the whole time, like, come back, baby, rubbing him, letting him know that we were there with him. We were there with him, whatever decision that he decided to make, because we understand that we are not just meat patties just walking around. Like, no, we are souls. You understand? Whatever his soul wanted to do, that's what his soul was going to do. Me or his mom was completely out of control of that. We had no control of that at all. And it's the most scariest thing ever in your life. Shout out to the parents that had to see their children choke on something. And those minutes of your child choking and you trying to help them breathe again and get whatever that's lodged in their throat or wherever out, it's a lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? Like, those minutes and seconds that are ticking seem like forever. You understand me? seemed like forever. So that 8 minutes that he was not breathing, it seemed like 18 months. That's a fact. You understand? Most scariest thing in my life. You understand? But once again, all praise due to the Most High. He came back. So July came around. July 7th was the day we brought him home. And I remember that date very vividly because the next day is his sister's birthday. Shout out to his sister, his older sister. That's her birthday. And it was crazy, you know. I know shout out to all the parents in the world, you know, that day you get to put your child in that car seat and take them home. It's the most beautiful feeling in the world. That's when, you know, when you bring them out of that hospital, place them into that car, now they're in your care. That's when you make those promises. And that's when you hold your own ass to the fire and say, it is my job to protect you and provide for you and to make sure that nothing ever happens to you, you know? And all praise is due to the Most High. Like, this kid is in good health. Now I might have to take him to go get his lungs checked. You know, I hear him wheeze every now and then. I remember I was a bad asthmatic when I was a child. Thank the Most High that I don't have those problems anymore. But I hear him wheezing, you know, when he gets real playful and he's getting excited and, you know, playing with his brothers and running around. He starts wheezing. So I think I might have to go take him in to see if he's asthmatic. It's about time. You know, they said, you know, wait until around this time to make sure. But other than that, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with this kid. This kid is a bundle of joy. He is the brightest kid that I know. I mean, so smart, so intelligent, you know, very wise, very, he's a visionary, you know what I'm saying? Like, he sees the world, you know. It's amazing when you see the world through a child's eyes and they start explaining to you things in their way. He's starting to articulate things in his own way now, and I'm definitely able to understand him more and more. Like, I said, son, yo, what you want for your birthday? Dad, can you give me a water gun so I can go outside and water the trees and plants? I'm like, what? I thought you was going to say shoot your brothers and some shit like that. You know, but that's how tapped in he is. You know, he wants to go water the trees and plants. You know, he's a nature boy. He likes to be outside. He's infatuated with tornadoes. That's his joint right there. You know, very smart in school. I think he's moving ahead of his class. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an amazing thing to watch your children grow, you know. And his mother always be like, oh, it's your birthday too. And I'm like, I don't care about me no more, you know. Like, it's about him. It's about them. It's about all of my boys, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that they grow up in a life better than mine. Me trying to provide something better for them. So to everybody that figure out why you doing this, why I do it for them. You know, I might move slow than the cow's ass. You know what I'm saying? But whatever I do it with the best interest of my children. You know, I go out and I do things that I don't want to do, which is like working for other people. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure, though, that I provide, all seriousness, all bullshit aside, that I provide for my children. I mean, this has been amazing. It has been an amazing journey just to watch my children grow and to watch them grow into young men. I have a 13-year-old. I have an 11-year-old. I have an 8-year-old now. And I have a 4-year-old. And just watching them bloom and blossom and have their own characteristics and their own opinions. You know, sometimes, of course, I got to daddy them. You know what I'm saying? Like, use your brain, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Take care of your brothers. You know, do what you're supposed to do. But I love them, man. I love my children, man. And there's nothing I would ever do to harm them. I don't understand. I be seeing these stories out here about kids getting locked up in closets and their parents chaining them up and making them, forcing them to eat their own feces and urine. And yo, shame on y'all, because you're missing the best part of the creation that the Creator gave you, and you're just like whatever in it away. You know what I'm saying? The greatest blessing that I have ever received was the birth of my children, my boys, especially on my birthday. And that brings me back to like, you don't think the Most High loves you. You know what I'm saying? Or you think the Most High has forgotten about you, or your angels, or your ancestors, or whatever the case is. You know, whoever you believe in, you figure like they forgot about me, and then they give you a child on your birthday. So yeah, man, I just came here to bless y'all with my story real quick. I told y'all I was going to. Peace, love, and light to everybody around the world. I hope the story brings a sense of healing to those that are going through this specific situation, like your water breaking at 14 weeks or whenever, too early, you know, then planned out. My heart goes out to all the women that have went through these similar stories, and the stories are not the same because there's stories out there that are not the same. You know, the child didn't make it. You know, shout out to my people, because I have somebody close and dear to me that had to carry their child full term, and their child is gone now. You know who you are. My heart goes out to you, to yours. I love you as always. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Goes to all my friends. You know what I'm saying? All my people. We might not talk every day. Sometimes I'm over here, sometimes you over there. You know what I'm saying? But we living our life doing our best for our families. You know what I'm saying? So this goes out to everybody that has similar stories and don't want to share their stories. I speak for y'all. You understand? I speak for y'all. And all praise is due to the Most High for blessing me with a child on my birthday. There's no experience like it that I've ever experienced, obviously, you know. And I hope that our lineage continues and carries on, and my future grandsons and granddaughters get to share stories like this with their peers, you know. So next episode, I'm going to get, you know, a little deeper in what's going on in the world and how things are panning out, because it's looking like World War III out this joint. You feel me? You understand? It's getting real crazy out here. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. Once again, I am your host, Outlaw J. This is the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast. Outlaw, y'all know what it is. Hip hop. If y'all don't know, I do dabble a little bit in some hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I do music. So if y'all wondering, why do you put hip hop on there? Because I do music. You understand? Yes, I still do. And that's just what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start, like I said, showing y'all some of my beats that I make and some of the songs and the music that I do and what I produce and how I do what I do, you know, because I love what I do. I was just having a talk with a gentleman today, and he was like, yo, you here, but what's your dream? You know what I'm saying? You know, he inspired me to get back into what I love, you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of be like, I don't know if people, you know what I'm saying? And if I do drop some joints on y'all, I hope y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because I got good music, and I mean good positive music that'll make you get motivated and make you fall back in love with what you want to do with your dreams. You know, success is whatever makes you happy, not how much money is being put into your pocket. You understand? Success is the things that make you happy. Success is the things that make you want to get your ass up and say, yeah, let's get to work. And it's never work when it's something that you love. So once again, I'm Outlaw J. This is the Outlaw Hip Hop Podcast. Happy birthday to me and my son. Peace.